that are taking place. Some Palestinians are being charged up to $2,000.
I'm not going to South Africa for the G20 because I think their policies on the extermination of people are unacceptable. So I'm not going. So I won't refer to anything having to do with South Africa. South Africa has behaved extremely badly. But
to pursue the agenda of white supremacy.
You think Trump is pursuing a white supremacist agenda?
Yes, I think so.
Sunrise over DC, coffee in my hand. Saw the headlines from a faraway land. South Africa's politicos
running their mouth again about America and me. Where does it all end? They're about a whole year of the same old tune,
name calling in tall tales beneath the African moon. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
Gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin? They talk about freedom and justice for all, while their own people are answering a different call.
Farmers on their homesteads,
living in fear and dread.
Minority voices silence words left unsaid.
Promises like tumbleweeds blowing in the breeze, while their leaders keep on preaching,
bringing us to our knees. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
Gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
I try to stay quiet,
let it roll right on by,
but a man can only take so much beneath God's sky. That's the honest truth.
When you see folks suffering, it just ain't right.
Gonna set the record straight. In the USA, I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
Gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
Yeah, more trash in the USA,
but the truth will find its way.
Pretoria, listen up to what I gotta say. God bless America, come what may.
Come what may.
I can't know why it hits the screen. Got stories bold and keen, old soldiers razor sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite, join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
Thursday, March 5th, 2026. Welcome back to the program, folks, for Night Owls. Chris live in Central Pennsylvania. Let me get a quick audio check here. I'm in Central Pennsylvania. Let me get a quick audio check here. I'm in Central Pennsylvania. Let me get. Sounds pretty good. Welcome back to the program. Updated refugee numbers from South Africa tonight. And breaking news, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem has been sacked. President Trump has fired her. We'll be covering that tonight. The Secretary of Homeland Security, former governor of South Dakota, has been sacked. She's out, bounced on her ear over an extramarital affair and the $220 million ad campaign that she claimed was authorized by the president. He says he didn't authorize it. But apparently the final straw was the extramarital affair. Not a good situation. They wanted a scalp. They've got a scalp. She's gone. There you go. Wasn't coughing earlier, but now I'm coughing. We'll see how it goes. All right, so welcome everybody. Good to have you with us tonight. We got here quite a good crowd going here tonight. Good to see you. So let's go ahead and get to some of this news right away. Let me just bring this up first. For those who are interested in the refugee situation, we'll bring these numbers up periodically throughout the evening. But first, I'm going to go to the numbers and give you the actual numbers. So here are the actual numbers of, hang on a second here. There we go. Refugee arrivals in the United States from South Africa by fiscal year. Remember, Trump started this program during fiscal year 25, which ended 30 September. It didn't really get started until May 12th when 59 South Africans came over, whites and coloreds. And there was a long gap before others came over. Eventually, we wound up seeing more. 335 total came over by the end of the fiscal year. In this fiscal year, we have received over 3,150 refugees from South Africa. The numbers are growing. Fiscal year 2025, 335 arrivals. Fiscal year 2026, which started 1 October, but nobody came from October 1st till November 17th, was the first arrival. So 6 weeks were lost in the fiscal year right there. Then nobody came from 15 December until 6 January. So another 3 weeks were lost. So that's 2 weeks and 1 month already lost out of the fiscal year. And the fiscal year is October, November, December, January, February. 5 months, and 2.5 of those months are gone. So in just 2.5 months, and it's not even that, it's less than 2.5 months because the refugee departures stopped on February 20th for the reassessment of the program. So you have to take that week out. So in 2 months and 1 week, basically 9 weeks, we brought 3,155 South Africans to America in 9 weeks. 3,155. 3,155, folks. 3,155 divided by 9 for 9 weeks means we brought 350 South Africans a week to the United States in that time frame. You're probably curious where they're going. Well, here's where they're going. These are the top 10 states for refugee destinations from South Africa in this fiscal year. That number's wrong. I have to change. It's 3,155, not 58. 3 of those are Afghans, so please ignore that figure up there. 3,155. Ignore that figure. It's 1,555. That's a typo. It should have been 55. Texas with 391. California with 244. Florida with 229. Michigan 143. Iowa 136. South Carolina 120. Virginia 116. New York 108. Massachusetts 107. And North Carolina 106. That's essentially all the states that have at least 100 refugees that have arrived there. As you can see, the biggest one by far is Texas, followed by California and Florida. There's your figures. 3,155 plus the others gives you a total, grand total so far of 3,490 South Africans have come to America. 3,490 South Africans under this program. The only other people to come over under the programs this past year have been, since President Trump became president, Afghans, and I think there was a couple other countries, and the Afghans went to Colorado. So there you go, folks. I thought that would be of interest to people. I'll make a video on this when I get done here. I've got to correct that slide. Let me do that now before I forget so I don't make a mistake. Don't know how I made that mistake. It's a typo. See, you got to be careful because South Africans weren't the only ones let in, despite the media. Now, overwhelmingly the only ones, but the media lies about things. They lie. So we got to get here 1.5. Oh, I got to correct it. I guess I didn't save it. It is corrected here, so it must not have saved it correctly. So I need to go back here and JPEG, browse. I'll resave it. There it is. Replace it. Okay, now we got it. Now we got the correct one. So I'll bring that back up. So let me. Okay, what's the problem here? Just open up. There we go. All right, so now we've got it. All right, this is correct now. 3,155. 3,155. Top 10 states. For a total 3,490 so far. Yep. And they aren't all farmers. In fact, only a handful of them are actually farmers. Most of them are not farmers, just for the leftists that can't follow directions and read modern standard written English on the USMC website. Dan Bailey, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Kristi Noem is out, brother. You want to be the Department of Homeland Security Secretary? Unfortunately, the senator from, where's he from? Oklahoma has got the edge. Caseworker dropped yesterday that many refugees are coming over soon. All the people whose flights were canceled, plus the ones who are scheduled to come over, but still waiting for flights. Okay. Yeah. Well, a lot of people have been complaining an awful lot, and some of them are going to say, well, our complaints are what made it happen. No, your complaints aren't what made it happen. People reaching out to the right people is what made it happen, so don't delude yourself. Remember, guys, apartheid is spelled capital. Did you love that? Did you love that, Lehan? It is. It's a proper name. People may not like it, but it was the name of the system of governance. It's a proper name. A proper name, not an adjective. Yep. Yep. So they may not like that, but forever apartheid was capitalized. But they're just trying to diminish it because they hate it. Well, I don't hate the English language, so I'll use it properly. I don't capitalize black to describe Americans. They're black Americans. I don't capitalize white to describe white Americans unless either of those words comes at the beginning of a sentence, or I'm talking about a group of people as a group as blacks or whites. Then I'll do it, because then you're talking about a group. It's a proper noun. But I don't play these silly little DEI games with these retards from Reuters and from the AP. I say AP, really, not the Reuters who does that. So we'll say retards at AP. AP's press guide is retarded. They use all kinds of stupidity, try to use them to explain a singular person. It does not work. Lehan, what's going on? Lehani, did you get some bike time in? Jake says long overdue. Oh, come on, Jakes. Dude, you're going to get no sympathy from me, which is why a lot of people twist their nose up at me. But again, it has not been very long. How am I feeling? I feel horrible, Maricat. I feel horrible. I'm under the weather. I picked up something. Don't worry, Lehani. It shouldn't affect anybody there, because I picked it up from a guy at the hockey game who was hacking all over the place sitting next to me. The seats are like right on top of each other. I couldn't move, couldn't go anywhere. I got up frequently, but obviously his pestilence hit me. So thankfully it's mild, but it's still irritating, and I can't focus when I should be focusing. And you don't talk about refugees. That's also a news narrative. Huh? Yeah, I caught a bug from someone at the hockey game. Yep. So not only did I go to the hockey game and they lost, but I caught a bug too. Oh, was it you? Was what me? No, I didn't give him the bug. He gave me the bug. Hacking all over the place. Oh, you caught a cold, Lehani. Really? Well, I didn't have anything before I got there. Maybe I got it from you guys. Yeah, it is. It's annoying because it's hard to focus, and I have so much work I need to do. People are relying on me for so many things, and I just can't get to it. I need rest. I didn't get much rest today. I intended to rest all afternoon, but I had to make videos. Ramaphosa decided to give an interview to the New York Times. I had to make a video on it. And how's it doing? It's doing 18,000 on YouTube, but it's starting to take off now. So hopefully it'll take off today, because I published it in the afternoon. So there's that. But on Facebook, I don't think it's done very well on Facebook yet either. So is it on Facebook? Yeah, it's on Facebook. Only 8,000 views, if that's current. Let me see. Oh, you got it too? Okay, well, then maybe I picked it up from you guys. I thought I got it from the guy at the game. I haven't been sick since COVID. Have not been sick since COVID. And at COVID, I never had COVID. I had the flu. Yes, it was the flu. I had multiple COVID tests. They wanted to prove it was COVID, but they gave me every damn test they had. No, wasn't COVID. It was the flu. That one I did about South Africa offering to mediate the Iran conflict is 155,000 views. That's more like it. That's how my stuff should be doing on YouTube. But it's not. Bastardi. Yeah, quotation. Gotcha. Putting quotation marks around refugees. Yeah, that's not proper English. You put quotation marks around something to quote someone or to diminish the reliability of it. Yeah, it's possible to catch a flu on the plane. Yeah, absolutely. But I haven't been flying for a while. I came back from Texas weeks ago. So I haven't been flying for a while. That was a month ago I came back from Texas. Yeah, so no flu hibernates that long. Yeah, Max, it's starting to grow. 7,000 plus followers on Facebook now. But when you get to 100,000, there you go. You'll lose your voice. Okay, well, I'm doing okay on that number so far. It's just chest and muscle aches. It's a new flu. Well, you're all sick, and now you got me sick. Well, thank you very much. Damn it. My Walmart video finally hit 51,000 views. That was nice. Thank goodness for small favors. Yeah, so those are the numbers, folks. Over 3,000, nearly 3,500 South Africans have resettled in the United States. 3,500 since May 12th of last year. The vast majority of them, almost half coming since, well, half have come since January. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Half have come since January. Okay. Let me see something here real quick. I'm going to hide that. All right, I've made that video private for now, Max. Look at the status of refugees. It's amazing. What do you mean, Reno? What do you mean by that? Rooibos tea, lemon, ginger, tri-kernel. Yeah, well, you know, rooibos tea is not easy to come by here in America, but fortunately, I have plenty of it. Do you think the cap might be lifted? Ben, you must be new to the program. I've said from the outset, the cap means jack squat. It doesn't mean anything. Although the ambassador told people on Twitter in his personal account that the cap is still in place. The cap doesn't mean anything. Okay? So we've already taken in 3,155 in basically 9 weeks. Yeah, because you can't count the other time when the government shut down. So in 9 weeks, in a 52-week year, how many do you think we're going to take in? We got till 30 October for this cap. I don't think that the cap matters. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But we have exceeded the cap repeatedly in the past. It's not exactly been a hard and fast rule. So there you go. There you go. So do I think the cap will be lifted? No, I think they'll just ignore the cap. They'll just ignore it. Now we see people writing all kinds of bogus nonsense about the cap and about how it's being, you know, it's these are people that don't know what they're talking about. Now, me saying that they'll probably go past it doesn't mean I'm right, but I do know what I'm talking about because I know how this works. Well, don't worry about it. Just get your case in and wait for your case. Ruben, I'm not going to sit here and adjudicate my case. I told you not to go to my case. If people don't listen to me, that's on them. People said it was working last night. I don't know if it's working. I don't care. I don't have a case, and I'm not going to go there. Case watching is not going to get you here sooner. All it's going to do is raise your blood pressure and cause stress and discord in your family. Move about your life. When you're contacted and told that your tickets are in hand, then you start making movement. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Boss Lee says, hadn't had the few here. Well, I haven't had it in years. Well, approval and tickets are very different things, Ben. Two very different things. You can get approval and wait months before you get told you have tickets. So don't get too excited, okay? I'm not trying to depress you or bum you out. You could also be told, you're going right away. Just, do not make an assumption that you're approved. That means you're leaving. No, there are people approved in September who aren't here. There are people approved in August who aren't here. There are people approved in January who aren't here. They're not saving Afrikaners, Nikki. They're saving South Africans. Let's get that straight. This is not a fake news channel. They're saving South Africans. Yep. So Max had a telephone call for an interview. Funny you should say that, Max. I did an interview tonight of a candidate for a job. Yep, we've narrowed it down to 2 candidates. We're going to invite them back in for a second interview, and then we'll make our decision. Yeah. Nah, the flight logistics are not going to be a problem, Pat Meister. They've already proven they can fly as many as 230 people a day on commercial flights. Now, that's not consistent. Some flights are more heavily booked than others. But if they can fly 150 per day, that's 4,500 a month. Oh, yes, Debbie, the program is moving much faster, as I accurately predicted. I said the new fiscal year, the program would move faster, but I didn't know the demon rats were going to shut government down. I couldn't predict that. I should have, because they're evil bastards. But yeah, that caused problems. And I also predicted the Christmas exodus, that nobody was leaving. Who told you that? Nobody told you nobody was leaving in December except me. I'm the only person that told it, and I predicted it exactly to the day. Why? Because I know when the government works, and I look at the calendar. It doesn't make me, senior von Rensport. It just means I'm somebody that's aware of what happens and how things work. And I said accurately, the only thing I did say is I said they probably wouldn't fly for the 15th, but I think people still came over to the 17th. So 2 days I missed it by. But on the 5th of January is when they start again. That's what I said. People are going abroad. Okay, I don't know what list was posted on what group. What are you talking about, Rena? If people are posting that they're flying, they're breaking their NDA, and they're going to get themselves in trouble. They need to stop that. No, it's a veterans organization. Yep. Yes, Wendy, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. The people that sit there and constantly look. We talked to someone I interviewed in one of the last interviews. Guy said, was checking like every 5 minutes. That doesn't help you. Nicole says responses to Marble Life have been fantastic. Okay, well, I forgot about that. Let's see, Marble Life. When did I do that? 16,000 views. Got 10 subscribers from that, so I hope you got some good candidates. Guy at the food pantry today thought it was very funny when he had to fill in a form and realized that I'm white African. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Tell him you're an albino, Lahani. Tell him you're just... What's wrong? I'm just an albino. Get some of those pink contact lenses. Go to the food pantry with pink contact lenses. Just say, I'm just an albino, man. What you want from me? Of course I'm black. I'm black. Can't you tell? Oh, my goodness. Yes. You should say, actually, I'm colored. I'm mixed race. You know, it's I got the red eyes because I'm albino. Will the flights be affected by the war? No, they shouldn't be, Vanessa. Well, yeah. Well, no. To date, nobody has flown through the Middle East. They've all flown directly to Europe or to the States, which is where they would normally do it. Yeah. Yeah, so, no, the war shouldn't affect it. These are commercial flights that fly every day. They have nothing to do with government. Yeah, you should tell them, Mad Max, you're from South Africa and you're white. Yeah, and so are another 5 million people. That's what you should tell them. What's the population of Virginia? It's probably more than 5 million at this stage. Population of Virginia about 8 million, I guess. Oh, 8.8 million, so, yeah. You should say, yeah, over half the population of the state's white in South Africa. Sure, 1440. This is Night Owls. You can ask a question about refugees anytime. If I can survive, I'm getting kind of loopy here. Franchise, red, white, and blue. Luis Duplessis, how are you? Jacob Taylor laughing about the pink contact lenses. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm waiting for a question for 1440. So, Max, are you going to go back to making Buckman cartoons? People want to know. Okay, get rid of that. Okay. So, one of the refugees in Ohio got a phone call, and they want to know what the experience RSC is. Yeah, we'll see how that is. Yep. Sorry. All right, where are we at now? PC, okay. Oh. No, you don't need the EAD. You're not working in America. The EAD doesn't authorize you to work in South Africa. It authorizes you to work in America. So no, you don't need an EAD. But you will be paying taxes in South Africa. They still have a claim to your taxes. So remember, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If your employer's in South Africa, they still have a claim to your taxes. Hopefully that's not a long-term situation, because you will have to pay tax in America too. But there usually is a reciprocity deal. So, yep. Mm-hmm. I'm going to print this out because I want these numbers. Cape Town cycle tour on Sunday. Well, not me, Lehani. Not me. I'll tell you that much. It won't be me. Nope. Nope, not me. Yes, air once in okay. Just another girl. How you doing there? What's going on? So let's get to that story about Kristi Noem being sacked. This is a rather salacious story, apparently. 189 people currently here Inquiring minds want to know. Let's just start with that story. But before we do that, Trump tells Reuters that he must have a say in choosing Iran's next leader. The leftists are going to love that. Your cats are behaving. You didn't give them that poison cat food. Came from the canine cuisine, right? Trump tells Reuters, U.S. must have a role in choosing Iran's next leader. That's going to piss off the leftists. I think it's wonderful that they want to do that. I'd be all for it, said the president. Oh, by the way, yeah, Stuart Hogue had his royal honor revoked. Former Scotland rugby captain Stuart Hogue has been stripped of the British royal honor after pleading guilty to 2024 charge of abusing his then estranged wife. 33-year-old Hogue was named a member of the British Empire, MBE, for his services to the sport, but King Charles III directed that it be cancelled and annulled according to the official public record. He admitted to a charge accusing him of shouting and swearing at his then wife, as well as tracking her movement and sending her alarming text messages over a 5-year period. Shouting, wow. Wow. Wow, so shouting at your spouse can get your MBE revoked. Really? What about sleeping with little girls? I guess you eventually lose your title, too. Prince Andrew. Yeah, Iran's probably running out of munitions. Lily Findeplas, what's going on? Wow, look, we got a whole home week here of all the places I've been. Where is Willem Hotzenberg? I don't see him. We're missing him. And Earl Langton. We get them. And Charlotte here. We'll have the full house. Yep. By the way, polling says Americans, the surge for President Trump's war in Iran has surged. You keep hearing about how the president's underwater. 59% of Americans don't believe it. I said that was BS. Now we have polls saying that it's evenly split. People are backing Trump's war in Iran now. It's surging. Kristi Noem's answer on sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski. He's a creepy-looking guy. Who would sleep with him? Was the final straw. The final straw prompting President Trump to fire Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was her stunning non-answer at a House hearing yesterday when whether she had sexual relations with top aide Corey Lewandowski. Sources inside and close to the White House told the Post. Trump has been nearing a boiling point in his frustration with Noem and had already was considering ousting her after she claimed to senators Tuesday that he approved 220 million ads starring herself, but her inability to answer the question sealed her fate. The question about the affair at the hearing was actually the final straw. It was effing brutal, one source said of Noem's reply, which was widely seen as admission that she was sleeping with her subordinate. Her husband of 34 years, Byron Noem, had joined her at the hearing. The soon-to-be axed DHS head refused to directly answer when asked if she was having sexual relations with Lewandowski, calling the question garbage. Have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski? Republicans Sidney Kamalanger-Dove of California, Representative California Democrat, asked. Can you believe that? First off, why is that question even being asked in a Homeland Security briefing? What does that ask? I suppose because he's her subordinate, so it's a fair question from that standpoint. But who she sleeps with is her business, not mine. But yeah, sleeping with a subordinate is a problem. I'm shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today. I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works at the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government. After repeated pushing by other lawmakers for yes or no, she's still deflected. I really think you need to say the word no into the record so that you can clear that up, said Representative Jared Moskowitz of Florida. She never did. It kept mounting, said another source. A third source said there was just no going back with the two hearings. It all became about her and him. Lewandowski himself told the Post he wasn't sure what role the alleged affair played. You're asking me to speculate on things I have no insight into, he said when he reached by phone. Trump's ouster of Noem, the first cabinet shakeup in his second term, came shortly after he told Reuters that she lied to Congress about his approval on advertising spending, giving the impression that was the core reason for the decision to swap out her for Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma. He never knew anything about it, Trump told the outlet. Some of the ad money flowed to a company run by the husband of Noem's then spokeswoman. One ad featured Noem on horseback riding in front of the iconic Mount Rushmore, which sits in her home state of South Dakota. And her voiceover featured tough words. You cross the border illegally, we'll find you. Break our laws, we'll punish you. You harm American citizens, there will be consequences. But if you come here the right way, your American dream can be as big as these endless skies. I saw that advert, and I thought it was highly inappropriate, honestly. I watched on TV, I'm like, why are we paying for ads for Homeland Security? And why is the Secretary of Homeland Security in these ads? Found it very puzzling. From President Trump and me, welcome home. Sources said the ad issue was indeed a key motivation for Trump, though her poor handling of the affair query removed any doubt. Senator John Kennedy told reporters after Noem's termination that Trump was mad as a murder hornet and considering replacing her with Mullen on Tuesday night after her Senate testimony, though he didn't do so until Thursday following her disastrous House testimony. The president, when he called me Tuesday night, the night of the hearing, when he was mad as a murder hornet, he asked me what I thought about Mark Wayne. For her part, Noem maintained a strong public facade. She spoke to law enforcement conference national minutes after she was fired and kept it business as usual. She thanked Trump in a statement for a new appointment as a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. So he put her in another role. In this new role, I'll be able to build on partnerships and national security expertise I forged over my time as Secretary of Homeland Security. She worked there for a year. Trump was already aware of Noem's relationship with Lewandowski, who served as his first campaign manager in 2016 and joked about it for years, but viewed her handling the affair question as disaster for her already crumbling credibility. So he already knew that she was banging Corey Lewandowski years ago. So she didn't get fired for, banging Corey Lewandowski. She got banged for lying about it. I mean, she got fired for lying about banging Corey Lewandowski. See, I told you I'm under the weather. Noem Lewandowski began to lose influence in January when a second anti-deportation activist, Alex Preddy, was killed by federal agents in Minneapolis, following the earlier shooting of Renee Good. Trump sent in the pair's internal rival, border czar Tom Homan, to calm and wind down the local operation. Replacing Christie was based on a culmination of her many unfortunate leadership failures, including the fallout in Minnesota, the ad campaign, the allegations of infidelity and mismanagement of her staff, and her constant feuding with the heads of other agencies, including CBP and ICE. Her drama sadly overshadowed and distracted from the administration's extremely popular immigration agenda, which will continue full force. Noem clashed with several officials inside DHS, including the acting heads of ICE and FEMA. Several senior staff, longtime government employees with years' experience, fled the department under her tenure, citing her management policies. She had a contentious relationship with Tom Homan as the two feud on the best approach to tackle the country's illegal immigration and deportation operation. Lewandowski, who led a reign of terror at DHS while serving as Noem's de facto chief of staff, despite being an unpaid special government employee, is now likely out of a job. I should hope so. Why this creep Corey Lewandowski still hangs around the Trump administration is beyond me. He hung around the first time. I don't get this. It's like Steve Bannon. Why is bloated Bannon and Corey Lewandowski got anything to do with the Trump administration? Yep. One source said they don't know who would want him. But a different source said they suspect Lewandowski, whom Trump was periodically dropped, then welcome back, eventually will find his way back into a position of power. For his part, Lewandowski downplayed his influence department, saying he was merely an unpaid volunteer. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. Biker Colonel, somebody called a Biker Colonel, says Noem was always about Noem, not the mission. Parading around in tactical gear, handling weapons, traveling internationally in taxpayer funding, making advertisements featuring herself is not what is needed from the DHS. Leadership is needed pure and simple. P.S. Trump should also fire Patel. Using excessive force against someone who drive past ICE agents. That's not. Anyway. So, she's out. She's ousted. She's gone. Trump tells Reuters he did not sign off on the ad campaign featuring the Homeland Security Secretary. Well, I should think not. It was stupid. $220 million pissed down the drain on that. Wow. And now we find out that the contract was awarded to someone connected to her husband's spokeswoman. Wow, corruption big time here, man. One of the companies, Safe American Media, was incorporated in Delaware a week before winning the contract. They were awarded $143 million. The second Louisiana-based firm, People Who Think, was awarded $77 million. Strategy Group, the company run by her husband, by the husband of outgoing DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin, said on Wednesday that it was paid $226,000 as subcontractor. Yeah, that's from Ted. Wow. That's, man, so we're like South Africa now. We're like South Africa now. This is insane. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. We did investigate the Lady R. That's why we knew that they were transporting weapons, arms. We did investigate it. That's how we knew. That's why Ruben Briggity told the public. The South Africans just covered it up, the government. Mark Wayne Mullen, senator from Oklahoma, will be her replacement. Tom Homan. Yeah, Tom Homan's a great guy. We had a lot of rain here earlier in central Pennsylvania. Most bubbles made over the Gulf of Oman in 5 days. Yeah, who checks the polls? That's a good question, honey. Yep. Can the midterms have any impact on the refugee program? No. Nope. unless they just simply refuse to fund Homeland Security throughout the entire next year. They have to fund it. People have to be paid. No, it won't have any effect. President ousts Noam as Homeland Security Secretary. It announces Mark Wayne Mullen as the replacement. He announced a change on social media along with a new and previously non-existent role for Ms. Noam inside the administration, Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas. Yeah, well, how about me for Special Envoy for Minority Affairs in South Africa? Whatever happened to that? So she'll get to be known as, what's with chaos? Huh? Yeah. So she'll be now she'll be known as ambassador. Special envoy is an ambassador rank. Trump taps Mullen to replace her. One of the top officials overseeing President Trump's immigration crackdown, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, will leave her role. Yep. Pleased to announce a highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, who will become Secretary of Homeland Security effective 31 March. Noem will now be Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas. Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas. What the hell is that? She's sacked. Yeah, it's just like South Africa. She just gets moved around the cabinet. Yep. So you screw up and you get another job. Wow. Of course, Mark Wayne Mullen was an MMA, mixed martial arts fighter, undefeated. He'll need to be confirmed by the Senate, but that should be easy. Shouldn't be a problem. So there you go, guys. Wow, ain't that something? I'm feeling worse here. So hopefully I'll do all right overnight. Debbie says we're not near like South Africa. Well, this is high-level corruption. High-level corruption. See, whether money passed hands or not, it's ethically inappropriate for anyone linked to the department to have a contract linked to someone in their family. That's just wrong. Just wrong. I was not able to participate in a source selection committee for a hundreds of millions of dollar contract, which they wanted me involved in. They're like, oh, great, we want you on this source selection committee, which would have been pretty cool to do. But the problem was, they run down a list of different contractors. Do you have any interest in these contractors? And unfortunately, one of the subcontractors was International Business Machines. And I've had IBM stock since 1990. So there's no way that I could participate in a source selection committee in 2002. I had to back off. Had to beg off. Can't do it. Now, my interest in IBM wouldn't have brought me any personal gain, but it doesn't matter. My 100 shares or so, whatever it was, would never brought me any gain out of hundreds of millions of shares that IBM has, but the appearance of impropriety. You cannot have an appearance of impropriety. So I don't understand how these people think it's appropriate. It's like Nancy Pelosi getting shares in Visa. And she voted on a bill that would prevent Visa from paying fees. That's just wrong. It's just morally wrong. It's bankrupt. It's like last year, there's nothing wrong with accepting donations for running for office. But in 2024, was it 2024 I ran? I think it was 2024. I'm losing track now. Yeah, it must have been 2024. Was it 2025? When the hell did I run? Anyway, I refused to take donations. I funded my campaign out of my savings, which was devastating to my savings, and I lost the election badly because I wanted to say with a clear conscience that no one can say they bought me. It's just wrong. Mad Max likes Kristi Noem. Well, I didn't say I dislike her, but her judgment is questionable. I mean, look, if she wants to knock boots at Corey Lewandowski, I mean, her taste is not very great to begin with. That's number one. Number two, anyway, she Trump knew about this relationship, so I don't understand why. Why didn't she just say she had it? The husband knew about it. Yeah, I did. He wasn't my subordinate. It was years ago. Yeah, when you're in a position like that, you're under a microscope. Yep. Yep, that's true. That is true. So let me run through these numbers again for people who are curious. Far short of what I said the potential could be. Far short of what I said the potential could be. I said it could be as much as 4,500 per month, but that's 150 per day. And remember that February we shut down for the last 10 days of 8 days of February, 9 days of February. There was no refugees come. We still hit 1,500. If they had been open for the last 9 days, we probably would have at least another 500 or more and gone over 2,000 for the month. But remember, because of the pause, we lost 8-9 days of February. So that's problematic. For refugee arrivals in the United States, fiscal year 25, which for South Africans, the arrivals began on May 12th and run through 30 September. 335 South Africans came to America under this program. And our new fiscal year started 1 October. Nobody came from 1 October to 17 November because of the shutdown the Democrats ran. From 17 November until the 8th to 17th of December, we had people come over, so for 1 month. And then the shutdown, not a shutdown, but the pause for Christmas Exodus restarted on January 5th with the first arrivals on January 6th. That ran until February 20th when the pause took place again. But in that short period of time, approximately 9 weeks in total with fits and starts, 3,155 South Africans made it to the United States for a grand total now of 3,490. So Light Rain, he's still married to her. He knew that she was banging Corey Lewandowski. It's about power. People want to stay close to power, so they'll accept all kinds of things. So here's your totals. In fiscal year 2026, the top 10 arrival states: Texas, California, Florida, Michigan, Iowa, South Carolina, Virginia, New York, Massachusetts, North Carolina. 3,155 arrivals. Check that out. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So now we're approaching 3,500, and the next ones will be coming very soon. How long do you think the war in Iran will last? No European country will join the war, and the war will last a minimum of 6 weeks, more likely 2.5 months. 2 months for sure. So there you go. There's your numbers. Look at how it's ticked up. November 125. But remember, that was only 13 days in November. December was only 17 days. January was 26 days. February was 20 days. Look at that. In 6 days less in February, they got 600 more people over here. Yeah, ain't that something? So imagine if we don't have these interferences with the program, how many people would be coming over? Yep. So there you go. That is the situation with the refugee arrivals in America. So those numbers didn't come out earlier today. Unfortunately, they came out late. So that's the best I can do is get them to you tonight. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a lot more. It's a lot more. 1,500 more in February, and it wasn't even a full month. If it had been a full month, it would have more than doubled the total here. Yep. Definitely would have doubled the total. So we'll see what happens now. March won't double because there aren't enough days, but March there's going to be, they start on Monday, coming again. Good morning, George. How's it going? Guys, I really, really feel like crap here. Well, Dan, I don't know where they came from. South Africans, all I can tell you that. South Africans can vote in South African elections, that's correct. But they have to go to a consular service to do it, or the embassy. I think they have to go to the embassy. So they won't mail them ballots. They have to go to D.C. in order to vote, and there's a very narrow window. The whole system is set up to prevent people from voting from overseas. Years ago, they couldn't even do it, and then they went to court and said they're defrauding people. Okay. The numbers of states, I just put that on the screen, Dan. What do you mean? What do you mean? I just put it on the screen, the top 10 states. You want to know all 50 states? Give me a state. Ask for me a state, and I'll give you the number, okay? Rather than sipping through this. Somebody want to know a particular state, you tell me what state you want to know the state from. Okay, and I'll tell you. Okay? Tell me what state, and I'll tell you the number. I've got the file open right here. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody. Bueller. Gosh, man, I feel like crap. The 9th. That's what I said, Monday the 9th. Screen caption report for thought crime. I was asking about where the numbers were posted to look at. Oh, they're posted on the archive, the refugee processing and arrivals, where they're posted every month. Wyoming has 6. They came in January. Nobody since then. There probably is one family. There was a family attack at home early this evening by 8 people. The guy was shot in the back of the head and even urinated. That wasn't this evening. That was a day ago, Marissa. Yeah, probably, George. I picked up some bug when I was out in western Pennsylvania. Yes, Sunday we switch. Will be 6 hours. We spring forward. Daylight savings will only be 6 hours. I'm contemplating leaving this broadcast at the same time, which means it'll be an hour early. We'll see how that goes. Hendo needs a break. Hendo is fine. He's still posting in the groups. He just needs a break from all this. So he took a break. Yeah, I am going to have an early night here, Karen. Just trying to get to 1 hour here. But then I got to record a video about the Refugee numbers. It'll be a short one. It will be a short one. So Wisconsin is 99, so that's just under 100. So I got almost every state that had 100. They're at 99. I think I got every state that had 100, yeah. So next month it'll be more than 100, so it'll be more than 10. Yep. So those numbers give me a lot of hope they'll still be able to get over, even with the issue that we have to get sorted first, which might take some time. Okay, just another girl. What was the reason for the pause again? Oh, gosh, Sandy, I've only mentioned that many, many times and did a video on it. I take you didn't see the video. When I got the information it was being paused, it was between a news broadcast and then an interview. I had less than 5 minutes. I went out and did a short and said, guys, I think the U.S. government's probably a little more preoccupied with the pending war. This is shortly before the war. I was right about that. But people derided me and said, oh, what kind of analysis is this? I said, well, it was off-the-cuff analysis, and it wasn't a claim that that's the reason. I just said people need cognizance that U.S. government's a little bit busy right now. And so when I had a chance to look at the data and look at the information and think about it, I told people that the reason for it is most likely the underperformance of RSC and the inability for this program to function properly, and the fact that there are people who were in the PRM email, who were in the pilot program last year, who haven't gotten any calls. People who did statements of interest haven't gotten any calls. The people who were supposed to come over in October, their flights were canceled, are still, some of them, stuck in South Africa. People in January had flights canceled. The whole thing is cocked up royally, and somebody need to audit the program. That's what I said. That's the reason for it. North Dakota. 34. You're way off, SAF loading. SAF loading there. 34 in North Dakota. There were 15 through January, but you got 19 in February. 34 people in North Dakota. You guys are trying to beat me to the punch here. Accused of being a secret agent, so we'll be surprised if he has access to a secret webpage. Massachusetts. That was on the screen. Massachusetts is 107. It's 67 in February. Over half of them came. So 107 in Massachusetts. That doesn't mean this is where the refugees are now. People have picked up and moved all over the country, from Iowa to Kentucky, from Maine to Texas, all over the place. Yep. From Utica to Texas. And didn't bother to tell me. Yep. So there you go. Hope the tornadoes in Texas are not too scary for people there. Don't worry about that. No, come on, Debbie. I haven't even had time to write letters that I'm supposed to do for the Veterans Organization. It's exhausting. When you're tired, I've been working since 6. Well, not 6. I got up late this morning. Excuse me. I've been working since 9 o'clock this morning, and it's 11 o'clock at night. That's 14 hours. I've only taken time out for a little bit to get something dinner. I eat a little bit of dinner. That's it. Sandy, you definitely did miss that video. I did that when this story became apparent a few weeks back. But you're welcome for the answer. Yeah. Fortunately, I've paid my bills for the month because I really don't feel like paying bills right now. Did that before I felt ill. So whatever this bug is, it's annoying, but it's not debilitating. So that's almost worse. At least if you're sitting around shivering and shaking and trying to break a flu, then I'm going to break the flu. I'm going to get out of it. This is like, how long is this crap going to linger? Anyway. So there you have it. No worries, Sandy. Thank you for asking. Yes, sleep is the best remedy, but if I wasn't here, 209 people wouldn't have this program to listen to tonight now, would they? So, got obligations. But somehow people seem to think I do this for the money. Have we even had a super chat in the stream? I don't think so. I'm not asking for a super chat. I didn't ask for a super chat. No, we haven't had any. I'm just making the point that these people think they know what they're talking about. Don't. Super Chat's predicted to rise soon for the Colonel. That'd be nice. Take care, Otopi. Have a good rest. Dude, it's only 8 o'clock. Where are you going to bed for? Arthur, find him. That's the top 10 states. Massachusetts is on there. What are you talking about not on there? What are you talking about? I showed Massachusetts. What are you talking about not listed on there? Dude, what are you talking about? Are you guys just pulling my chain? Honestly, are you just pulling my chain? What do you mean you didn't see Massachusetts? It's right there. Massachusetts. Second from the bottom. 107. 107. Are you just pulling my chain, man? These are the top 10 states this fiscal year. I think you're pulling my chain, man. I think you're pulling my chain. Right. Someone asked for Ohio, so I'll get to Ohio now. Ohio. 85 in Ohio. I am not, you are. Oh, okay. Cindy Honeyborn. That's the total for Ohio. It's 85. Taken hostage by a pimp. That's the attention-getting song. Yeah, no kidding. Taken hostage by a pimp. That's going to be fun. Yep. That's not even on here. I thought I wrote that down here. Where did I write that at? Somewhere I wrote that. Kidnapped by a pimp. That's that's my chicken scratch. Kidnapped by a pimp. Can you read that? That says kidnapped by a pimp. That's my handwriting. It's really bad. Rookie numbers. Kidnapped by a pimp. Yep, I'll get that done tomorrow, hopefully. I've just got rugby tomorrow. Hopefully I'm in the mood for that. The group shown unlisted, did not list it. Must be page 2 missing. Yes, well, that's the problem with people sharing things in groups. Yep. No need to apologize. You didn't tell me you were reading it in some crazy-ass WhatsApp group. You said you were watching the show and you didn't see it. That's why I said, are you pulling my chain? I reported it. It's one of the top 10 states this fiscal year. 9th, in fact. Yeah, one looks almost as bad as yours, huh? Yeah, it's pretty sad, isn't it? So that's just that one. Here's some more. Here's some more of my handwriting. You see that? Young Republicans. You see that one at the top there? Yeah, I have terrible handwriting. Terrible, terrible, terrible handwriting. Anyway, so we've got the arrivals. I'm going to report that. I'll load those up. And Firefox wants to give me a new version. I don't want a new version of Firefox. No, thank you. Trump admin to accelerate South Africa FT processing. That's an old one I did. Your late father couldn't read his own handwriting. Well, I know the feeling. Been there. Done that. Oftentimes I can't read my own damn handwriting. It's gotten worse over time. It used to be legible. Now it's barely that. Snow crab legs. Yeah, they're good. They're frozen and flown in from Alaska. They don't come from... The only place they come from is Alaska. Yep, so they're fine. They're fine. Yep. It's not like the farmers got... Snow crabs are not endemic to the Eastern Shore. Sounds like a Frank Zappa song. I think you need a personal assistant to take a load off. Feel so much better. That's not going to make a difference here, Leslie. That's not going to make a difference. It takes a huge amount of trust. And no person can read what your intent is, your mind is. I could use a person that perhaps, to make the thumbnails, but I'd have to approve them, to edit my videos. That would be great. Starbucks drinks, those things, I buy them by the case from discount warehouses. They used to be $12 a case for 15 bottles. Now they're $23 a case for 15 bottles, so over $1 a bottle. If you buy them in a petrol station or somewhere like that, they're going to charge you $4 or $5 for one drink. It's insane. So I don't buy petrol stations unless I have to. Yep. Alrighty, folks. Why don't we go ahead and say thank you all so much. I appreciate it. There was a super chat. Did I miss a super chat? No, I feel bad. Was that a Mad Max super chat? Hang on a second here. Somebody sent a super chat. Oh, come on. Come on, YouTube, damn it. Thank you. Pricks. Took too long. Too many crickets. Okay, I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, I know what it is. That's what I want. I'm in the wrong spot. Super chats. Here we go. Okay. Oh, Debbie gave me 14 rand. Says get well soon. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that, Debbie. Yep. Excuse me. Tired too. If you're watching that show alone, Arctic Circle. Whoa! All these people going up the Arctic Circle, left on their own devices. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Don't understand people who look to Facebook and WhatsApp groups, complain about them, but don't watch at least your news or night owls, and they say you're asking too many questions. Exactly. That's the thing kills me. And then the people, I know because I've talked to a few people where some South Africans who've come over as refugees congregate, and they kind of turn their nose up, like, oh, the colonel, like I'm rude or something. Well, you guys don't bother to pay attention to what I say. Then you go to these places, get bad information, come here, and I give you the information, you get pissed off because I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah, there's plenty of people out there like that. Absolutely. Yep. All right, guys. Thanks. Yep. All right. You're right about that, Karen. Can one travel freely between states of America? It's not a stupid question, Mariks. That's not a stupid question. Yeah, it's a country. There's no borders. No borders. Understand that when you cross the state line, there's new law enforcement. Some states have hyperactive state troopers on the highways that will pull you over for speeding. Others let people go a little bit faster than the speed limit, depending on the conditions. So bear that in mind. So yeah, you get, oh, there's a Starbucks contribution from Chaos Juggler. Thank you for that. Yes, I should have been a doctor, Marissa. Yes, that's not a stupid question. It's a very good question. It's like South Africa's provinces. You just drive across the border. But the laws, traffic laws are different in states. Not every state allows right on red. So many states allow you to stop at a robot, and then when you clear, if it's nothing coming, you signal, you can turn right because you're not impeding traffic, but you got to stop. Some states don't allow that. Virginia, if you have a speed detector, a radar detector, that's a citation. You can't have one in Virginia. It's a stupid law. Other states, you can have a speed detector. Cops pull you over. It doesn't matter. You're not getting a ticket. All right? So every state's different, but you just drive across the border. I mean, I just drove to New York a few weeks back in January. Yep. And I flew to Texas. All right. Yeah, the driving rules are all pretty much the same, but there are some modest differences, okay? Okay, you guys, I'm going to hit the rack. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. Apologies for the short one tonight. It was short last night as well. Hopefully I'll be right as rain in a couple more days because I'm struggling. I apologize. I am really... Corbin Dallas, please have your email. Got a sensitive question. One of the mods put my email up there, please, before I go. Iowa. I've lived in Iowa. It's cold in the wintertime. If one of the mods could put my email address up there for Corbin Dallas, and then I'll drop off. I'm waiting for a moderator to put the email address. Waiting on a moderator to put the email address. Waiting on a moderator to put the email address. Waiting on a moderator to put the email address. There's moderators here. I guess I have to do it myself. Okay, it's going to take a few moments. Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you, Max. I knew somebody would get there. There it is. Corbin Dallas, send me an email. Don't expect the answer right away. I'm feeling pretty crappy. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. Cheers.